Carmel Vitullo began photographing as a student at Classical High School in Providence, Rhode Island, and decided in her early art school career at the Rhode Island School of Design to head to New York City in 1945 to pursue photography at the New York Institute of Photography. She ventured out of the comfortable nest of her Italian-American neighborhood of Federal Hill to commence an extraordinary photography career.
Well, thank you, Carmel, for being here today. It's so fun to have you back at RISD, where you studied from 1943 to 45, painting, right?
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, and I know you showed your pictures here back in 1958, and we had some pictures, some of the ones that are on view here with us today. We're on view at the museum back in 2006, but I don't think I've been with you here at the museum since then, so it's very nice to have you here and to be able to talk to you about your pictures. So one of the earliest ones is a New York picture over there. It's the one called Watches. And that's a very interesting scene because it looks like you're capturing something that's maybe a little bit shady, or maybe not.
Well, that whole area was a little shady. Not shady, but like people being out in the middle of the night doing all kinds of things, which you would never really, you and I probably ordinarily wouldn't be bothered with.
Yeah.
The only things that used to attract me were the visuals. I never really got into what are they doing, why are they here, who are these people. I was more interested in how did they fit in the background and than what actually they were doing. You know, now he may have been selling bad tickets or something, you know, which I have no idea.
Right.
And I really wasn't too interested in that, you know. I wasn't about to reform anybody or anything. I wasn't in the Reformation character.
But it seems that you were very interested in people, though. I mean,
Oh yes. It was fascinating, especially down in the village. Yeah.
Vitullo quickly achieved professional recognition when Edward Steichen selected her Grand Central Station photograph for the 1955 Family of Man exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art. On her way to catch a train at Grand Central Station, the quick-witted Vitullo seized the moment to grab her camera and photograph displaced refugees en route to a relocation center. With this image, her photographic identity was born, and she commenced a lifelong pursuit building a body of work that documented spontaneous moments that spoke to the larger arena of place and era.
We're talking about your time in New York. It's in New York where you caught this wonderful photograph of people in Grand Central Station, which is now a famous photograph included in the Family of Man volume. That we know that he actually purchased, I think, 2 photographs, even though one appears in the Family of Man volume. The Museum of Modern Art, actually owns 2 of your photos. We left you with that wonderful line about that photography was perking at this time. So tell us, why was photography perking at this time? What was going on?
Well, because Steichen was, you know, stirring things up, and this was really a very unusual thing because photography was a junior art, if you want to call it an art. And all of a sudden he made it very kind of important. Everybody who went to the museum and talked about photography and, you know, the whole idea, the Family of Man, and do you know anybody whose photographs are in there? And that was the big thing for photographers.
We are sitting in Federal Hill where I was born and you grew up, and just a couple of blocks from here at 80 Vinton Street.
When I went back to Providence from New York, I could say, where are the people? So I said, the people are in Federal Hill.
Carmel Vitullo's personal identity has always been with her Federal Hill neighborhood, where she was raised and continued to be immersed with her extensive family and friends throughout her adventurous life. The melding of that neighborhood intimacy with the professional artistic advice of Steichen resulted in one of her most important bodies of work in the 1950s of Federal Hill.
But the one right next to it from Federal Hill, that's, I think, one that I think everyone really gravitates to because...
Well, the women are so charming.
Exactly, you can see how charming they are.
So innocent, oh my God.
And is that I know that you grew up in Federal Hill, but is that a shop? Did you know the people there, or?
No, I didn't. I don't know any of these people. I don't know.
Because they seem so comfortable with you. They seem,
Well,
they're very happy to have you take their picture.
Carmel Vitullo subscribed to the beliefs of street photographers such as Henri Cartier-Bresson, who waited for the perfect moment to occur naturally.
You once told me that your favorite photographer is Henri Cartier-Bresson.
He connected to my background as a painter because I had a couple of years at School of Design and I thought I was going to go into painting. But when I saw Cartier-Bresson's photographs from New York, being in New York, and we, went into all the photographers from Paris, mostly the
Right.
French.
Yeah.
What they did a lot, and so I thought this man was incredible. He was he photographed like a painter.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I said, oh my God, I love it. I said, but I'll never be able to do it, but I'll try.
Carmel's strength is her ability to capture the subject's essence. She sees a photograph not just as a beautiful composition, but as a glimpse into a person's thoughts and emotions, and translates that into a work of art. Her photos show everyday occurrences layered with humor, irony, and personality that bring the image to life. Vitullo's gift in her photography is making us a participant in the photograph and part of the narrative she constructs.
I think every place that I've photographed in has opened my eyes to the world and what's going on.